Let's break down the one major difference in thinking that separates people who build wealth from those who, well, just get by. And I promise you, it's a secret that is probably not what you think it is.
You know this feeling, right? It's 3 in the morning, you're just staring at the ceiling, and you're doing that dangerous mental math. Okay, the paycheck comes in, rent goes out, food, car payment, and there's this anxiety that's just sitting there. Because you know, if just one little thing goes wrong, a flat tire, a surprise bill, the whole house of cards could just collapse.
And while you feel like you're running on that hamster wheel, you look around and you see other people, maybe even people you know, who seem to be, I don't know, effortlessly growing their money. They've got the same 24 hours in a day. They might not even be any smarter than you are. And yet, their money grows while you feel like you're just stuck in the exact same spot year after year after year.
But here's the real truth. The big difference isn't luck. It's not about winning the lottery or burning yourself out working 80-hour weeks. It really just comes down to a playbook of 3 simple shifts in how you see and use money. And by the end of our time here, you're going to know exactly what they are.
Okay, so the very first secret is that wealthy people are playing a completely different game. It all starts by changing your relationship with money, seeing it not as this tyrant that controls your life, but as a simple tool.
The core idea here is that money itself is totally neutral. It's not good, it's not evil. Think of it like a hammer. You can use a hammer to build a beautiful house, or you can use it to smash your window. The hammer doesn't care. Money's the same way. It just amplifies who you already are. If you're a generous person, it lets you be more generous. If you're a reckless person, well, it just magnifies the mess.
And this right here shows you the real cost of having a negative mindset about money. If you see money as the enemy, you'll subconsciously just push it away. A small, little $10 a day habit feels like nothing, right? But that's $300 a month. If you invest that over 10 years with just a modest return, that little habit has cost you $55,000. That's a brand new car, just gone. That's the price of letting money control you.
So, the big question is, how do you break the cycle? Here's a really clear first step. This month, find just $50. Cut something you won't even miss, an old subscription, a few coffees out. Now take that $50 and deliberately, intentionally invest it, or pay down some debt. This one tiny action sends a huge message to your brain. I control this tool. It doesn't control me. It's the very first step to building a brand new financial identity.
All right, secret number 2. And this one goes against everything we're taught about getting ahead. The idea that you just need to work more hours. The real secret is to stop selling your time and start buying it back. See, most people ask, how can I work more hours to make more money? But there's a hard limit on that, isn't there? You've only got 24 hours in a day. The wealthy? They flip the question completely. They ask, how can I earn more by working less? That shift in thinking, right there, that is everything. It forces you to look for leverage.
I mean, just look at this comparison. You've got the grinder who works 50, maybe 60 hours a week, but after all the expenses, there's nothing left over to save. They're just exhausted and completely stuck. Then you have the investor. They work a standard 40-hour week, but they systematically put $500 a month into an asset, like a simple index fund. Over time, the grinder is just tired. The investor, meanwhile, is building a machine that makes money for them while they sleep.
So how do you even start with this? Just audit your week. Find 2 hours, just 2, of low-value time. You know what I'm talking about. Mindless social media scrolling, zoning out on a long commute. Now reclaim those 2 hours for something with high leverage. Learn a new skill from a free course online. Outline a side project. Heck, even just exercise to boost your energy. It's a small trade that has a compounding return for years and years to come.
And that leads us perfectly into the third and honestly the most powerful secret of them all. The ultimate investment isn't stocks, it's not crypto, it's not real estate, it's you. You are and you always will be your greatest asset.
Before they buy the fancy car or the big house, this is where wealthy people put their money. They invest in things that permanently increase what they can earn and their overall well-being. A new skill, getting advice from a mentor, knowledge from books, their own health. These are things that can never be taken away from you, and they pay you back for the rest of your life.
So think about it like this. Let's say you have $200. You could spend it on a new pair of sneakers. Sure, they look great for a week, but the second you walk out of that store, the resale value gets cut in half. It is a depreciating asset.
Now, what if you took that same $200 and put it into a course that taught you a skill that made you just $1 more valuable per hour? Just one single dollar. Over a year, that $200 investment generates an extra $2,000 in income. The return on investment there is 1,000%.
Your sneakers cannot compete with that.
So the action step here is absolutely critical. This month, choose one investment in yourself. It could be buying that book you've been putting off, finally signing up for that online course, or just committing to a fitness routine. And you have to treat it like your rent or your electricity bill. It's a non-negotiable expense. Because your personal growth, that is non-negotiable.
So what happens when you actually put all of this together? Let's look at the long-term impact of these small decisions by comparing two different paths over a single lifetime.
At age 30, the difference isn't huge, right? The average person has a little bit in savings, but also some high-interest debt. The disciplined person who started investing early already has a respectable 40 grand working for them. Now let's fast forward to 40. The average person is still living paycheck to paycheck, totally stressed out about a car repair. The disciplined person? They now have a six-figure net worth and a solid emergency fund. And by 50, the paths have gone in completely different directions. The average person is burnt out, way behind on retirement. But for the disciplined person, work is now a choice, not a necessity. They started at the same point, but they use different playbooks.
And that huge difference in outcomes brings us to the final and most important secret. Following these steps isn't just about learning new tactics or making a budget. It's about forging a completely new identity for yourself. You have to stop seeing yourself as a survivor, someone who just says, I'm broke, I'm stuck, and is always reacting to whatever life throws at them. You have to adopt the identity of a builder, someone who says, I am a person who invests in myself, I am a person who manages money intentionally. A builder proactively creates systems for their own success. And this isn't just playing with words, it's a fundamental shift deep down. The moment you truly adopt this identity, your choices automatically start to change. New options open up, stress starts to fade away, you start playing the game that the wealthy have been playing all along. And look, becoming a builder is so much more attainable than you think. The average American has less than $1,000 in savings. If you build just a $5,000 emergency fund, that's your first buffer, you are already financially stronger than half the country. That is what builder mode looks like in the real world. It's totally achievable. So the question really isn't whether you can do this, it's what you will do. What is the one small, concrete step you will take today, right now, to begin your shift from a survivor to a builder? Because that one decision, that's where your new financial future begins.